30.
All right, I'd like us to begin our meeting tonight with an invocation, which will be led by Commissioner Renee Pence.
Dear wise and loving Father, first let me say thank you on behalf of all who are gathered here today. Thank you for your many and abundant blessings. Thank you for your life itself, for the measure of health we need to fulfill our callings, for sustenance and for friendship. Thank you for the ability to be involved in useful work and for the honor of being appropriate for the appropriate responsibilities. Thanks as well for the freedom to embrace you, and above all, thank you for loving us. Please guide us and help us satisfy the needs that need to be met during this meeting. Strengthen us as we make tough decisions and bless our agenda. Father, please guide us so that this meeting can be productive. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, I'd like to welcome all of you to our meeting tonight, and I think our city manager has a welcome that he'd like to give to somebody who we all know that will be serving in a new role.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to introduce Josh Samitas, who accepted the position of Assistant City Manager for Internal Services. He started with the city in 2017 as the Health Director and served as the Health Director for City of Brownsville from 2000 to 2008 and the Health and Code Enforcement Director for the City of McAllen from 2008 to 2017. So, Josh, you want to say a few words?
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor, Commissioners. Thank you for the humble opportunity to continue serving our citizens. As you know, I grew up in Brownsville. I worked in Brownsville for almost 20 years. I went to McAllen. I worked another 10 years in McAllen. But I soon realized that the best place was in the middle, Harlingen, so I came here as soon as I could. It'll be an honor to work with Mr. Gonzalez. I thank you for the opportunity. And as well, as you know, I'm here to serve you as well. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right, congratulations. All right, we'll now formally call the meeting to order and go to citizen communication.
Mayor, I have Jesse James, 21872 Old Highway Business 77, cold case. We'll speak in person.
Ma'am, I have something for the mayor because I do have dyslexia, so I might stutter a bit.
Okay, Mr. James, you have 2 minutes, and we'll start that now.
Good evening, Mayor and Commission of the City of Harlingen. My name is Jesse James Guerra, and I'm a community leader, and I love to give my time to the community. But I'm not here to talk about myself. I'm here to talk about someone that cannot ask for justice, Leroy Quesada Sr., born in August 1969 and sadly passing in February 19, 2007. I'm here with the support from my family and my mother, Laura. On the night of February 19, 2007, this day would rock my family to the core. My uncle Leroy Quesada Sr. was murdered in Harlingen, leaving behind 5 young boys and a beautiful wife, Rachel Quesada. Well, Mayor, it's been 15 years since my family has lost Leroy. 15 years since I have not received justice. 15 years, Mayor, 1-5. When I think about this case, I think about what my family has lost, what Leroy has lost. The Harlingen Police Department has yet to obtain evidence on this horrible murder. There is a saying, if you want to commit a murder, do it in Harlingen. So is that a police department that gives no justice? We know who killed Leroy Quesada Sr. The Harlingen Police Department knows who killed Leroy Quesada Sr. But the fact is that the murderer continuously gets away with every single crime he commits here in Harlingen. I'm sorry, I lost myself. Here in Harlingen is nothing but a show. And we, the people, are here starting to see it. Like a former Harlingen police detective told my mother after leaving the force, and I quote, I'm sorry, I lost myself. Give up, give up. We all know that they will never charge him. He's untouchable in Harlingen. And I began to shake in fear that the police department where I was taught that they would always help me if I needed anything has technically failed my family in the community of Harlingen. I want to go to school, live, and eat and enjoy a city where the police department has no crime tolerance. This department, with respect, has no integrity, not for itself, but for the crimes it investigates. I want a city police department that doesn't stop fighting for crime or let anybody get away with murder. I'm calling on the selected board of Harlingen to fight for justice for Leroy Quesada Sr., to give justice to the community of Harlingen. Well, Mayor and Commissioners, don't stop fighting for justice we deserve. God bless the Mayor, the Harlingen Police Department, and the City of Harlingen, a constituent. Thank you so much, Mayors and Board and Commissioners. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Mr. James.
Thank you.
The next one is Yolanda Lozoya, 225 Sendero East, Harlingen, Texas, Animal Advisory Board. And I think, okay.
Good evening, Mayor and Commissioners. I'm just here to thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve in the Animal Advisory Board. With that being said, I'd also like to ask, when is the actual advisory board going to meet? I don't know when they're going to meet, and I really don't know whether all the seats have been filled or not. And I'd also like to send some kudos out to the Humane Society as well, as I stand here, because I know that they have been striving and doing a lot for raising funds for the animals of the city of Harlingen. That being said, the community knows that this is transpiring and this is taking place, and they're asking when is the actual spay and neuter program going to begin. Thank you.
All right, thank you. And thank you for your service on the Animal Advisory Board.
The next one is Candesa Robledo, 610 Green Lane, sidewalk waivers, and she would like for her comments to be read, Mayor.
I'm here.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you, though. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Candace Robledo. As a member of the city of Harlingen, I am also a trained public health leader. I have a master's in public health from Texas A&M, as well as my doctorate in epidemiology from the University of Oklahoma. And so I'm here with you tonight because I've been a Harlingen resident since 2017, and I'm currently the chair of the Executive Committee of Healthy Harlingen, which is part of the Mayor's Wellness Council. Healthy Harlingen is a committee made up of community members from all sectors serving the community. It's also a source of education and resources to improve the health and wellnesses of the citizens of Harlingen. I'm here today actually on behalf of the committee to communicate that we applaud the city's recent efforts to improve parks and sidewalk infrastructure across our city. So given these improvements, it was so very disappointing to hear that you are giving developers waivers to build sidewalks around their projects. In 2019, commissioners amended an ordinance requiring developers install sidewalks as part of their projects at the request of our citizens as a way to improve our city's economy and wellness. That provision was passed and greatly supported by Harlingen community members because they recognize that sidewalks provide many benefits, such as improving safety, mobility, and make us healthier. The U.S. Department of Transportation, Federal Highway Administration cites the following safety, mobility, and other reasons for the benefits of walkways, sidewalks, and paved shoulders in cities. They reduce walking along roadways. Roadways without sidewalks are more than twice as likely to have pedestrian crashes compared to those with sidewalks on both sides of the street. Children, older adults, and people with disabilities make a substantial portion of the walking population, approximately 37% in most states. Research also indicates that recreational walking is one of the easiest ways for people to get the recommended allotment of physical exercise each day. And cities with higher walkability scores attract new businesses and increase home property values up to $3,000. So I would like to ask the commissioners to not approve those waivers in the future and adhere to recommendations of the citizens of Harlingen to improve our city's infrastructure.
Okay, all right, thank you very much. Item 1 is the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of November 3rd. Are there any additions or corrections to the minutes? If there are none, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. The motion carries. Item 2, the consent agenda. Is there a motion to adopt the consent agenda?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. The motion carries. Item 3 is consideration possible action to appoint Mr. Craig Cook, Assistant City Manager for External Services, to the Regarding Valley Metropolitan Planning Organization Technical Advisory Committee.
Mayor, we have a vacancy on the Technical Advisory Committee, and I'd like to appoint Craig as the city's member to that. Ana Hernandez will continue to serve as the alternate. So staff recommends Craig Cook for that position.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Item 4, consideration possible action to approve preliminary rankings for architectural services as recommended by the Evaluation Committee and authorize the city manager to negotiate and execute a contract for associated engineering services pursuant to the city's request for qualifications number 2022-03 for Victor Park Pool renovations.
Yes, Mayor, City Commission. We went out for RFQs for the aquatic engineering for the Victor Park Pool, and this will be phase 3 of that project. We got the funding through CDBG. We received 2 responses, and we ranked, and the evaluation committee ranked both of them. The evaluation committee consisted of Sandy Wolhoff with the CDBG, Assistant City Manager, City Engineer Alma Guerra, and myself. So what we did was we ranked them based on the criteria that we set out in the RFQ, and the committee ranked Branham Corporation as the highest of the 2 responders. Staff recommends going with Branham Corporation and then authorizing city manager to negotiate.
Is this? And then he's the one that he did work at the Victor Pendleton Book, right?
No, he did it at Lonsea Hill.
Okay, was it the motors and stuff that he did, or
He did the entire thing.
the whole thing?
Yeah, he designed the entire renovation.
Okay. Same company, correct?
Yes.
You only have 2 bidders?
Yes, sir.
Only 2?
Only 2.
How long were the RFQs out?
We advertised 2 Sundays in a row, and then we waited a week for any comments or questions. And so on the 3rd week, so it was out for 4 weeks.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor to approve the preliminary rankings, say aye.
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 Those opposed, like sign. Motion carries. Item 5, consideration possible action to approve the preliminary rankings for architectural services recommended by the Evaluation Committee and authorize the city manager to negotiate and execute a contract for associated engineering services pursuant to the city's request for qualifications number 2022-4 Victor Park parking lot project. Javier?
Yes, sir. This is another RFQ we advertised for, and this was for the Victor Park parking lot addition. We received 8 responses to the RFQ. We had the same evaluation committee, and the preliminary rankings resulted in TEDC ranking the highest of the 8 responders. Hansen Professional Services ranked 2nd, and then Sam's Inc. ranked 3rd.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, have we dealt with this firm prior?
I have not personally, but I know that engineering has.
Okay.
Yeah.
And obviously, they're
Yes.
good to go with it.
Yeah, they have no issues
Okay,
going
great.
with him.
Excuse me, you had 8 bidders, and these are the top 4?
Yes, sir. The top 3. The ones I presented were the top 3. So it was Tetsi, Hansen, and then 3rd was Sam's Inc.
Okay.
Do you have anything in the contract as far as timeline and number of days to complete the project? Goes to the 9th and 13th Street project. I know we're probably still dealing with that, right? But I just want to make sure that we have a contract that, puts some kind of term on it and some kind of clawback if they don't finish or they try to abandon the job.
Yeah, we usually set the limits on the contract when we award it or when we execute it. Depending on the type of work that we're going to perform, You know, it's usually,
What's the estimated time on the are you rehabilitating it or just leveling it, or?
no, it's going to be totally new
So
construction.
you're gonna rip it and
Right,
put base and the whole bit?
Right, they're going to excavate and then bring in sub-base, base, and then.
Right. So what time are you, how much time are you giving them for construction?
Well, we don't know yet, but after we get the design, then we can work out the details.
You'll have
and-
some kind of,
Tetsy's going to be the one that's going to design the work, and then we'll go out for bids for construction.
okay. Right,
Motion to approve.
second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, like
Thank you.
sign. Motion carries. Item 6, discussion possible action is the City of Harlingen, on the City of Harlingen investment policy.
Mayor, we're going to go ahead and just retable this indefinitely until the report is completed.
I
So-
have a question for legal on this.
Sure.
I had not recognized or remembered that we had tabled this on February 2nd. Right? It's what can you hear me?
Hang on, I'm just trying to hit my microphone.
Okay.
Is it on? Is it on?
Yeah,
It's on.
yeah. So this
My
said-
understanding, it was tabled
On February
at the
2nd.
last meeting.
Okay.
So it remains tabled unless there's a motion to withdraw it from the table.
Right. So how in the world then did we legally vote last Thursday to hire a criminal justice firm to investigate?
Because it's a different issue. This dealt with a policy, and that dealt with a review. So they're two separate issues.
They're two different issues.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
All right, there being no motion to remove it from the table, we'll go to item 7, consideration possible action regarding placement and investment of certificates of deposit held by the City of Harlingen pursuant to Harlingen's investment policy.
Yeah, this one as well, Mayor, if we can just retable this until the report is.
Okay,
yeah.
so there'll be no motion to remove it from the table, so we'll just pass the item. Item 8, discussion and possible action to appoint interim city attorney as city attorney and to contract Troyani and Saucy to provide general counsel legal services.
Mayor, members of the commission, Mark Saucy has been with us for a few months already, and he's done a great job for us. We went out for requests for qualifications, and we only got applicants to apply for the job. We didn't get any law firms that wanted to perform the duties. We did get a late submission yesterday, but I still want to recommend that that you authorize me to negotiate a contract with Mark Saucy for him to be our city attorney, specifically with the law firm of Troyani and Saucy.
I'm going to ask Frank Morales' question. How long did we advertise for this position, and where did we advertise?
It was advertised since October.
Since October?
Yes, sir. And we advertised it in TML
Okay.
and on our website.
Okay, very good.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion to approve the contract with Troyani and Saucy. Is there any other discussion? All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed, like sign, motion carries.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right, thank you, Mark. Item 9, board appointments. Are there
I
any
have none,
board
sir.
appointments?
I have none.
Any board appointments?
I have one. I'm going to appoint Rudy Martinez, excuse me, Rudy Martinez to the EDC board.
Okay, well,
Commissioner, if there's not a vacancy, you need to provide for that.
Okay,
I
so I
think we
move it
have to
first?
remove, I think you have to.
You might have to move to remove first.
Okay, I make a motion to remove a member of the EDC board.
Which one?
I'm removing Mike Alex.
All right, there's a motion. Is there a second to remove Mike Alex from the EDC board?
Second.
Second. All right, is there any discussion? All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed?
Want to oppose that?
Oppose?
Oh, I said aye.
Are you opposed?
No. I was for it, I'm sorry. Oh,
So it's 3-2, he's okay for the,
The motion is to remove Mike Alex from the EDC board. Are you in favor or
Oh, yes, in
against?
favor.
You're in favor of removing Mike Alex?
yes.
Okay, so that would have been an aye. Okay.
Okay, now I make a,
Motion carries. Mike Alex is removed from the EDC board.
okay. And now I make a motion to appoint Rudy Martinez to the EDC board.
I second it.
All right, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, like
Opposed.
sign. Okay. That concludes board appointments. Item 10 is executive closed session regarding the following items. A, deliberation pursuant to Texas Government Code, Section 551.074 regarding routine scheduled evaluation of the city manager as required by his contract of employment. And B, consultation with legal counsel pursuant to Texas Government Code, Section 551.071 to receive a communication protected by the attorney-client privilege. Is there a motion to go into executive session?
Motion.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go into executive session and meet with our attorney and with the city manager. There are no items scheduled for action after this, so when we come out, the meeting will be adjourned. We're out of executive session at 6:09, and there being no further business, our meeting is adjourned. Good night, everyone. Have a safe evening. See you later. I'm gonna be another time.
Was there a motion?
All right, congratulations.